So
Yeah.
years ago, Levonte David played at Nebraska, and he didn't go in the first round. He went in the second round. Since he was drafted, he's the only player in the NFL that has over 20 sacks, over 1,000 tackles, and over 100 tackles for losses since entering the league in the last 8 years. So now he was a second-round pick. He wasn't a fourth-rounder or a fifth-rounder. But Levonte David, the Bucs' incredible linebacker, is now joining us live from Tampa, a place I used to be a sportscaster. We were just talking about the NBA draft last night. So you went to Nebraska, and do you remember draft day? Were you nervous? How did it go for you and your family?
Yeah, I remember draft day. Draft day was a real, one of those days where you'll obviously never forget. I was hearing a lot of buzz that I might go the first day, first round. So I had a little hopes for myself going the first day, but for sure I felt like I was going the second day, whether it's second round, third round, and then I just had a big family gathering. My family was over, and we were just waiting for my moment to get called, my name to get called, and it ended up happening, man. I just remember I just ran over to my mom and I hugged her. I gave her a big hug, and just a feeling that she would never forget.
Yeah, it changed your life, by the way. That's what's so great about the draft. You take young kids, you play high school football, and none of us have any money when we're 17, 18, 19, then suddenly you're a millionaire, and it's a pretty amazing thing. Now, Tampa's had talent, Levonte. You guys have had talent for years. That's not the issue. It's been kind of getting the quarterback right, cutting down on the mistakes. Is this the most talented team you've ever been on in Tampa?
I would think so. I'm trying to think. Like you said, we have a lot of talent that came through here. We just wasn't able to put it all together. But from this year, the main thing is just like you said, just getting rid of those mistakes. Getting rid of those mistakes, whether it's penalties or just causing each other on the offensive side of the ball or defensive side of the ball. But now I feel like we were able to put that together because it's something that we really focus on. And as far as talent-wise, man, I think we probably had the best talent from top down on each position, and it's really fun to be a part of. I mean, guys are really talented, but they also just know the game of football, so that's the main thing as well.
Well, so do you. You're a very instinctive player. So just think about this. So Tom Brady, how old are you today? Are you 30?
30. Yep.
Okay. So Brady is 43. So he was graduating high school, and you were just going into kindergarten? How many years of high school are there? High school, junior high? Yeah, kindergarten, literally. So he was out of high school, and you were just going into school for the first time. So Brady's 43, you're 13 years younger. When he came into the locker room, did he have a presence? Was it different having a guy that could be a coach as your quarterback?
Oh, man, the presence was there when we talked on the phone. I couldn't believe it. I'm talking to Tom Brady right here. This is, a legend. This is a legend. He calling me, wanting to talk to me, and it was incredible. But the main thing was he just wanted to get it across. It's just like, he's fun. He's happy to come and join our locker room. He's happy to be a part of it. And he said it's going to be a fun year. And it's just been awesome just watching him, the way he move around, the way he carry himself. A guy with that much, caliber, that type of caliber guy, he just want to be treated like the guys. And that's exactly how we treat him. And, he's very appreciative of it. But sometimes you kind of get you kind of low away from that because you're like, yo, this is Tom Brady. We got Tom Brady on our team. But, at the same time, he come here and trying to get the job done. At the same time that we know why he's here. He's here to help us win football games. And so far we've been doing that.
So when you bring Antonio Brown on, he's obviously wildly talented. So let's go back to Antonio Brown's first practice with the Buccaneers. I mean, we know Mike Evans, we know Chris Godwin, we know Gronk, we know. But his first practice, was there a play or a moment initially where you're like, "Whoa, this guy can play"?
Yeah, I mean, every time you talk about Antonio Brown, you always hear he's a hard worker. He's a guy who takes practice, real serious. He's always full speed in practice. So I'm like, I've been hearing it a lot, so I really want to see it. I want to see it, and I can't wait till he get out on the field. So we down in walkthrough, and it's a walkthrough period, and he's running full speed. I'm like, oh, that's what you're gonna get. That's the guy you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like every time he catches the ball, he's running all the way to the end zone, and everything is like basically like game mode. He's catching the ball on the sideline. He's doing his Tony toe tap thing. He's celebrating. He's out there having fun. That's just something you love to see because when you see it after you hear about it and you actually see, like, man, you understand why he's one of the great receivers in this game.
So now I got to ask a question. So Joy just did a story where Bruce Arians said, I'm giving the guys some days off. My team is tired. And I said, tired? Yeah. You didn't even have a preseason. You're the deepest team in the league. So explain to me, Bruce Arians said we're worn out. Is it because of all these primetime games?
I want to say, I mean, you got some guys, here and there that may need a little extra time or whatever to get their bodies back together. You got some guys to recover for some nicks and bruises in there. But, Coach, he threw us a bone. We got some veteran guys on the team who, kind of, he's look out for a little bit. So kind of threw us a bone. He showed love. And me, obviously being a football player, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
We all know it's a long season. And our bye week not coming up until week, I don't know when exactly, but a couple weeks from now. So it's cool to get a couple of days, here and there. So he showed a little love.
Finally, Tom Brady may be great and everything, but about 3 weeks ago, he is just yelling and screaming and getting all worked up. And I thought, oh, brother, Tom Brady walking. You could get away with that in New England, but these guys don't know you. After he yelled at everybody, the following week, you guys came out and played really, really good football. So go back to the week of practice after Tom just got all worked up in Chicago. What were the next 5 practices like?
Yeah, that right there was the first time I saw it. And, obviously me, first time seeing him, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm like, dang, he's fiery. He obviously pissed off. So all he did was when we was in the locker room, walking to the locker room after the game, said, we're going to be better. Give everybody a handshake. We're going to be better. We're going to be better. And that following week was one of the best weeks of practice that we had. Obviously, it was playing against a great football team coming up, but just the attention to detail, the level of focus, the way guys was flying around, the level of everybody just focusing on honing in what they're supposed to do. Because, obviously, and it showed that following week, so we didn't have no penalties in that game. And
that's
the game
right.
Before, where he was obviously, pissed off about, we had, I want to say 12 or 13. So that was obviously something we fixed throughout the week. And once you see when everybody's focused, everybody's locked in. And unfortunately, that's what it had to take for him to get fired up and yell at people to be able to do that. But, so far, we've been trying to stay on that same path.
Yeah, no, you're right. They didn't have penalties for next couple of weeks after that. Levonte David, the pride of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, a great NFL player on his way to a remarkable career, and I appreciate you stopping by the show, bud.
Appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you, man.
Levonte David, he is a rock star in Tampa on that defense. Todd Bowles, great defensive coordinator as well. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.